Yeah, I know, it sucks. They just voted the way they did, but you knew that was going to happen. So, my name's Dean MacDonald, and I'm from Jonesboro. We've seen first... it's over now. I ain't coming back. No, I'm kidding. We've seen firsthand the destruction that they're bringing to every single county, every single city. They want to wreck your library, and they want to blame your librarians, your public educators. They want to demean them. They want to slander them. They want to bear false witness against your neighbor. They'll say anything and everything to defund a public good. They're lying through their teeth and speaking out of both sides of their mouth and telling you that they're not coming for your funding, and that's exactly what they told us in Jonesboro. In Jonesboro, they said, oh, just move the books. We're not for censorship. Oh, just move the books. We just want to protect the children. They're not interested in protecting the children. If they were protecting the children, then they wouldn't be slashing them from their Medicaid all across the state. Right now. It's happening. And then Arkansas pervertedly wants to claim to be the most pro-life state in the country. That's not pro-life. You're letting good folk die. And you're telling me to be scared of what's in a book? It's crap. I'm going to read what I said in there, and then to the detriment of my mother, who is in the crowd, I might go a little off the cuff. Hi, Mom. Today, Saline County is at a fork in the road. On one side, you've got a predetermined outcome, the dissolution of this public library. On the other, you have the option of having a spine and doing what's right. I don't know if she's still here or watching on the live stream, but I want to take a second to thank Mrs. Patty Hector for all she has contributed to this community, her library, and her staff, who diligently serve the wonderful people of Saline County. Thank you for having a spine in front of an entire quorum court, a county judge, and an angry mob that defiantly rejects reason and fairness. Thank you for not putting this community in jeopardy of a lawsuit for viewpoint discrimination. Lastly, thank you for being willing to do what is right, even when it is clearly not popular by your so-called superiors. We've seen a lot of talk about morality. To those who want to push an agenda of exclusion, I ask you to look in the mirror. Before you go to church this Sunday, ask yourself about what the 9th commandment really means. Mrs. Hector, this library, and your wonderful public servants who work there have borne so much false witness because of people in this community that wish to divide and conquer, to exclude, to hate, and to discriminate. Lastly, I want to address the real issue in the room. I've heard there's a member on this quorum court who's referred to library defenders as, quote, woke-looking. I want to address this head on. My name is Dean MacDonald. I'm a white, heterosexual, cisgender, Christian man. I check every box of those who oppose these books and wish to see Mrs. Hector fired. You probably think I ought to be on your side, but I'm gladly not. You missed the greatest commandment of all, which is to love thy neighbor. Loving your neighbor means loving your gay nephew, loving your trans daughter, loving your neighbor regardless of who they love and how they identify. You're not just attacking your queer friends. You've been telling this library to remove any books that mention racism. If you remember, there was about 4 or 5 months ago, they took a book. It's called The Talk. And if you've heard about The Talk, if you're in this crowd, then you know that it's just a picture book about the fact that, yes, shocker, in America in 2023, there are some black kids, there are some black children that still experience racism. There are some children that have to fear for their life when they go home. They have to fear that they're going to die because somebody judges the book by the cover, wrongfully judges the book by the cover. It's hate. It's unadulterated hate. And if you're telling me that a county public library has to remove a book that talks about racism, how in the holy good God are the African Americans of Saline County being represented? That is crap. Moving forward, your agenda is far and beyond more crystal clear than any of what you can falsely accuse this library of. If Christ was here on earth again, you'd crucify him a second time. This isn't about protecting children. It's policies like this and those who advocate for it that make those same queer and non-white children more suicidal. That is not pro-life. That is hateful. And don't be fooled by a phony Christian movement. It's not Christian. It is not Christian to hate your neighbor. I don't care. I'm a Christian that really hates being a Christian right now because I have to listen to other Christians bear false witness against my queer friends that are just struggling to live another day on this earth because they have people like you that want to force them back in the closet. I'm straight and I have nightmares for my friends because one day I might get that dreaded call that they didn't want to be here anymore. And I can't even imagine that. And if you're a Christian, how can you sit back and just shrug your shoulders? That's your best answer. I heard somebody on their side tonight say that 40% of them are killing themselves as if it was a point on their side. You've got to be kidding me. And you go to church on Sunday. If defending the freedom to read makes you woke, then I'd rather not be slept. May we all be someone this quorum court and county judge would find zero confidence in. May the voters hold every single person who votes for this in contempt. Vote in 2024. Run for office. Thank you.